Greetings, humanity. I'm Jim, and once again, we're going to dive back into the Crimson Diamond. It's been a while, because real life happened, and it gets more and more difficult to find time to actually do video gaming, especially when I've got other programming on the channel. So, here we are. I ended up not playing in a tabletop stream last night because they had to cancel. But that afforded a wide enough berth for me to be able to stream this tonight. It's weird. It's weird how it seems to work. There's a lot involving energy levels and all of that, and being old and curses, you know. You know how this goes. But, you know, life, I've been trying to figure out a way that I can more easily get to the background music to play it. Because there is no background music in the main body of this game. But, however, there is music in the game. You see? So, it's like I have to go to this other screen to hit play and pause. And anytime I click off of here, immediately things happen. Who knows? Greetings, Schmelzer. Hey, how's it going? Good to see you. Let's do some things. I'm going to load the game. So, we ended at the start of Chapter 2. But I want to go back a little further than that because there are conversations I missed. And I'm trying to figure out how to collect all of the information. All of it. This is a murder mystery, apparently. No one's died yet, but, you know, we're getting there. It's been a long time since I played this now. It's been a matter of months. But I did rewatch the my gameplay of it not too long ago. But again, I did that anticipating coming back to playing like the next day, and it's been like a couple of weeks since then, so anyway, Jack Dishes I think is where we want to go, because I don't think we've helped him with the dishes yet. So what this means we can find out more information. Miss, I'm busy with these dishes. I can't talk right now. Okay, good, good. Bit of context. Oh my God. I have forgotten a lot. So I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to try playing some background music. And we'll see if it, I'm going to try playing the background music, and I'm going to try stopping it before anything dramatic happens that allows us to hear actual in-game music. We'll see. We'll see if this works. This is a lot of commands. Main menu, inventory, notebook, look at, examine, search, get, take, talk to, ask about, open, close, save game, restore game, pause! Or type pause in the parser, but it's this slash, which is either backwards or forwards, depending on which side of the room you're standing. They also have nicknames for these people. That's interesting. Nancy Maple is the name of the character we're playing in this game. And no one's died yet. We are here on assignment from a museum. We are a junior museum member. We're actually more of a student. We are a mineralogist. A diamond was discovered inside of a fish that somebody caught. And there was a newspaper article about it, and we're figuring stuff out. Supposed to be writing a story about it. I'm going to look at my notebook. So talk to everyone in the lodge. We did that. I didn't ask Kimmy about the bridge. I may need to even go further back to ask her about the bridge. We took the brochure. We have a brochure. Nessa and Corvus are looking for a will. Evan and Nathan meeting in the study after dinner. Okay. So, help Jack with the dishes, which we'll do. Nessa and Evan didn't get along as kids. The study is across from the kitchen. I want to see if they're over there now. Nothing. No one in here right now. Not telling me I'm hearing anything. But I need to head back up the stairs. Just in case, because there was something I needed to ask someone about. Ah, there you are. You're not asleep yet. Kimmy. A pair of twin beds and matching nightstands are set against the east wall. Kimmy has claimed the bed closest to the fireplace. A clever move on her part, as summer nights are still chilly this far north. We are up in Canada. Town called Crimson. That's why this is the Crimson Diamond. Door in the west hall leads back to the upstairs hallway. Kimmy is here. Hi, Kimmy. Sorry, Nancy, I'm engrossed in this book about double-crested cormorants. Ask about bridge. Yes, I remember crossing a bridge on the train today. Why are you drawing a bridge in your sketchbook? Birds aren't my only interest. I also like traveling to see architecture and public works. This is someone we traveled here on the train with. Drawing them is a challenge, but I feel like I understand them and remember them more when I do. That was kind of the thing, is that we didn't ask her about the bridge. We have now asked her about the bridge. My suitcase was my mother's when she came to Canada. It's a bit worse for wear, but I love it. Okay. Glad she's not asleep yet. Amy must have packed her other books away. She's reading a bird book in bed. Hang on. The curio cabinet is locked. I can see some lovely objects in there, particularly a beautiful matching pair of decorated silver steins. Okay. No worries, no worries. Sometimes, you know, good to have a glass. Just for, you know, reasons. You understand, don't you? After dinner. I don't know if we've gone around and talked to everyone yet. After dinner. I mean, I don't know if there was anything further to say. It's been a while. An ensuite bathroom, what a luxury. You see a classic Victorian bathtub, a pedestal sink, a toilet, and a wastepaper basket. The door in the north wall leads back to the master bedroom. Margot is here. Talk to Margot. Hello, Margot. Bonsoir, mademoiselle. Would you care to join me? Maybe if we were both a little younger. Oh, is that so? Absolutely. But at this current water level and our current sizes, the water would overflow for sure. That's, you know... Europeans. Ah, but of course. There is something, though. We had an issue of the Toronto Eye from a few weeks ago. You admire the minute dots that comprise the newspaper photograph of a round-cut diamond. The natural diamond described in the article would be an octahedron, not a faceted specimen. What an embarrassing inaccuracy! See, I don't know if that's supposed to be a photo of the actual diamond. But the fact that we have a newspaper, that's really more of the deal here. Well, that didn't do anything. You showed the Toronto Eye a few weeks ago. Show newspaper. That course of action yields no result. Give newspaper? Who would you like to give that to? I don't want to give that to anyone. But it's an experiment. Perhaps I should save the game before I... Thank you for offering, but I'm not interested in that. Okay. Right. Your lucky mineralogist loop engraved with your name and attached to a handy lanyard. Great for getting a closer look at things. Okay. Closed door. Wait a minute. There were things I didn't ask her about. Hang on. After dinner. Jack lacks formal training in cooking, but he does his best. Simple and wholesome food. Ask about Jack. Jack is a good man. He works so hard every day, but there is much to do. Evan ought to hire another man to help Jack, but there is no money for that. Ask about Evan. He may appear gruff, but he is so sweet and gentle-hearted. I can't remember if these are the same responses we got before. It's been so long. Ask about Nathan. He and Evan sometimes talk late into the night, but Moshe will not discuss it with me. Right, yes. Nessa. Sour old woman. I mean, I agree. At least they've written her that way. Ask about Albert. He seems very professional. I know, right? Orvis. He's arrogant. Did you like Kimmy? He seems a bit shy. What members are Maple? I wish I knew. Tell me about myself. Royal Canadian Museum Mineralogy Department sent me here to study the diamond claim. Ah, how exciting. You must be very clever. Thanks, Marco. I have a lot to learn. Alright, that's it. I can't think of anything else to ask her. That was just basically... I'm going through trying to find things. I have not found things yet. I'm working on the finding of the things. No response. Yeah, it's all very unclear. You knock lightly on Albert's door. Leave me alone, whoever it is. I'm busy. He's got a job? He can't use job. Well, employment. It's difficult. All right. We already listened to them in here. Ask about dinner. Did you like dinner? Evan's manservant Jack cooks the meals and keeps up the place. His cooking is dreadfully rustic. But I can only imagine what this place would look like without him working here. But at least he's competent on that front. Yes. Oh, hey! Betty Lares. Greetings! Hello. Thank you for coming. I have no idea what I'm doing. At least, well, the problem is that I have too many ideas about what I'm doing. They're all getting in the way of each other. The food is as rustic as the company. Ah, well, yeah. Are you liking the Crimson Diamond so far? I'm enjoying it quite a lot. Of course, as intended, it reminds me a lot of the Colonel's Bequest, which I played when I was considerably younger. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I'm unfortunately, the problem is that I have to look at every tiniest thing in every adventure game that I play. So, and this is built for that. So it's like I have to look at all the things. It's very important. So I have to ask everyone about everything and get as many details as possible. Ask about Jack. He serves his purpose. I know the feeling all too well. Yeah. I don't know if it's that I'm a completionist or if that my ADHD is, but it's one of the two. ADHD, OCD. He serves his purpose. He serves his purpose. For the greater good. The greater good. Okay, let's see. Evan. He seems completely uninterested in what's going on. Diamonds would actually make this land worth something. He's not my client. Lungs. Let's see. What else do we want to know? Yeah, I think they're saying different things from what they said before dinner, but it is difficult to remember because it has been too long since I played this last. I just started like a couple of months ago, and now I'm playing again. Trying to pick up where we left off, and it is hard to remember things. But anyway, Nathan, don't much care for him. Seems rather unfriendly. Did you like meeting Kimmy? I don't like that one, too quiet. She's shy. An odd duck. Ask about... Sure. Who are you? Clovis Shaw is a brilliant lawyer, she says, sitting right next to him. Not much to tell. I'm here to do my job. Ask about Nessa. I used to live here, when I was a girl. I left as soon as I was able, and I told my parents I wanted nothing to do with this place. Of course, circumstances have changed, so here I am. I don't discuss my clients. Ask about the bar. I don't care at all about that. What I know about that would probably go over your head. Oh, really? Yes, you say that a lot. Either you have a lot of interests, or you're lying to me. Let's see. We'll ask again about the lodge. Our father built this lodge many years ago to settle and work in the garnet mines. After our parents died, Evan stayed and kept up the lodge. He actually liked it here. Evan used to run the lodge as an inn for a while, but stopped recently. He probably got too lazy. The lodge was built years ago by Clint Richards, and he was Evan and Nessa's father. He settled here to reap the riches of a burgeoning garnet mine. Evan Richards has lived here ever since, mistakenly believing he owns the place by virtue of that fact. The truth will out when we find the will. Yeah. Well, since you opened up the subject, I'm the elder child. By rights, this place should belong to me. I'll find our father's will, no matter how hard Evan tries to get in my way. But that's none of your business. Mrs. Crabbe hired me to help her deal with the legal implications of this situation. We will determine who truly inherits this land, will or no. Actually, land? When I lived here, it was worthless and boring. It's just my luck that my brother stuck around, and now there might be diamonds. Canada is vast. Most of it appears to be trees and minerals of varying worth. Really? That's all you see? You look at Canada? I'm going to look at this country and all I see is it's raw materials. Diamonds are lovely gems, highly desirable, especially in Europe. A diamond mine would be a major boon. Diamonds have no inherent worth, but are priced as the market demands, and there is high demand among the wealthy. Father was just like Evan. He got comfortable. The town shriveled up and he just stayed. Ah, there it is. I was trying to ask them about their father, and I kept using his name. And that didn't work. But this does. At least Evan had an excuse. He was born here, so he doesn't know anything else. But he was never interested in seeing the world. What a boring man. You needn't inquire about my parents. How altogether too personal. I mean, you know. I don't think I have much else to ask. I already asked about the diamonds. Diamonds are lovely gems. Yes, we already did that. Okay. Ask about murder. No, we haven't had that yet. We haven't had that. Give newspaper. I'm gonna save the game before I do this in case I don't get it back. Sure, I'll save over that. I don't want that. Go away. Why would I want that? Okay, fine. Be like that. I'm gonna go in here again. They're still here! What will it take to get you to get up and go over to the study so I can spy on you? Oh, well. Very sad. It's very sad. No. No. Yes. I mean, I think I've seen everybody. I think I have. I already asked them about... I'm pretty sure I sat at dinner, after dinner, and asked them about everything. So that's not going to help. Wait. Why do I need to do that? Hang on. Ask about father. Well, my pa and ma settled here to mine garnets. That was back when the government thought these lands were full of it. They brought Nessa here when she was 8 years old. I was born here. By the time the garnet business went bust, they'd fallen in love with the place. Nessa didn't, though. She moved out when she was 18. Went to the city and never came back. My parents lived in Crimson all their lives, before it was even called Crimson, in fact. My father was a patient man. He hoped that one day this land would be returned to us, even if it wasn't in his lifetime. I must confess that I'm a bit less patient than he was. My mother was the fiery one. I feel myself struggling with both sides of myself now and again. Aww. Okay, I'll bite. Well, my pa and ma settled here to mine garnets. I was back when we already had that. We already had that. Okay. That's interesting. Ask about the land. I didn't realize we could say that earlier. It's not for everyone, but there's no place I'd rather be. This land was ours once, and it shall be again. Hopefully. Ask about lodge. My pa built the place rock solid. That was back in the days settlers came up here to mine garnets. Evan's father built this lodge. At the time, the government had bought a large swath of land from us for a pittance. Not that they had much choice in the matter. Now, this is the same information we got earlier, I think. The government had surveyed the land and believed there was enough garnet to mine from the earth to build a huge industrial town to extract it. Over time, the government bought more and more land and built Crimson in the train station. But eventually most settlers left as there wasn't as much garnet as everyone was expecting. The Richards family is the last of the settlers to remain. Their land contains valuable riverside property, not to mention a lake that is rich with fish. This is going to get weird, but I'm going to ask about the train. What? I don't know anything about that, Miss Maple. Okay. Tell about suitcase. My luggage was lost on the way here. Sorry to hear that. Look around the lodge. Maybe you can find some decent substitutes. Oh, thank you. My luggage was lost on the way here. My first cross-country journey. What'll I do without my field kit? Survival often depends on improvisation. But no, he's given us permission to take a suitcase. That's good, right? Maybe? Thank you. You're welcome. Thank heaven. Hey, don't mention it. So now we have to go get a suitcase. He said look around the lodge for a replacement. But we can actually do that. Tell about Nancy. The museum sent me to perform a preliminary survey of this area. Plenty of rocks around here, but nothing worth much to you brainy types. This area was surveyed before, and they mistakenly thought that there were rich garnet veins here. So I'm afraid you're going to be in for some disappointment if you think you're going to find diamonds. This is my first field assignment. I hope to study at the University of Toronto. You certainly are an enthusiastic student. I'm not a student there yet, but I hope to be soon. Good lord. Oh, now we have to go borrow a suitcase. It's vitally important to the future of humanity that we liberate a suitcase now. Let's see. So there's a closet here. He said we could take a suitcase. I don't know where the suitcases are, if any. Well, that certainly wasn't what I was looking for. Cabinet. Nothing. Cupboard. Clothes cupboard. We already looked at all of this before. That much I remember. Is this a wardrobe? Yes. Look in. Wardrobe. The wardrobe contains a stack of old cracked flower pots, a broom, and an empty keg. None of those will do as a replacement. Wardrobe. Close it. Okay. Close door. So there is an interesting thing, actually, though, that I noted that happens sometimes. It's a funny thing. I ask about suitcase. I just want to see if it happens here. I don't care at all about that. What would I know? What I know about that? Yeah, never mind. Tell about suitcase. My luggage was lost on the train here. I only have my lucky loop. It'll be hard for me to study minerals without my field kit. Did you leave it unattended? Well, maybe for a moment. Perhaps this will teach you to be more careful. My luggage was lost on the train here. I only have my lucky loop. It'll be hard for me to study minerals without my field kit. Ever feel as though you're looping in time as well? Is that? How unfortunate. He said something earlier that made me suspicious of him when I brought up the suitcase. Tell about kit. Ask about kit. Do I look like a doctor to you? Why are you asking me about these things? Why would you ask me about that? I'm a lawyer by profession, not a doctor. There it is. Suspicion. Anyway. There's something up there. Yeah. There are closets upstairs, and I've forgotten where people are staying. I saw where is it in my notebook? Where everybody's staying? Probably not. However, this is the upstairs hallway. The door opposite the stairs of the west wall is a storage closet. The hallway continues north and south. Here, let's plunder the rather open the closet and open door. There we go, and see if there are suitcases here. The upstairs closet is where Jack stores the bedding, towels, and cleaning implements. Some spare furniture is stored here too. You see a huge wardrobe, a green trunk, and a blue trunk. Door in the east wall leads back to the upstairs hallway. Linens upon linens. The wardrobe is full of dusty, cobwebby old junk. There's a cane, a blanket, an old lamp, and some books. Well, nothing in there that currently I can think of to take. But you know. You close it. Open blue trunk. The blue trunk has a big padlock on it that requires a key, which you don't have. Pick lock. You don't know how to do that, nor is it in your character to learn. Okay, just checking. I have other ways. Do you? Want to go grab a tool from downstairs to break it open? The green trunk still looks sturdy, though it looks like it's seen better days. The green trunk is locked. Curse you! Alright. So we won't have that. Fine. Spare room, linen closet, spare room. Let me go down here. Southern end of the upstairs hallway. The door to the west leads to the pink bathroom. The door to the east leads to a spare room. At the south end of the hall, there's a balcony door leading out. The hallway continues to the north. We're going to go over here. No, nothing exciting in here that we haven't looked at already. Okay, good. I remember looking carefully in each room last time. I don't remember all the details, but I'm not going to repeat it right now. Door to the west is Nessa's bedroom. The door to the east is Albert's room. The hallway continues to the north and south. I am contemplating doing evil. Oh, there's a suitcase. Nessa's luggage is at the foot of her bed. Are we going to go over and do that? Nessa's luggage is locked. I should close the door while I do this. Wardrobe's empty. You suspect Nessa hasn't had a chance to unpack. But her suitcase is locked, which tells us something. She has a fancy suitcase with a lock on it. Those weren't as common back then. They did exist, but let me look at this again. Dresser. The dresser features a mirror, a left cupboard, a right cupboard, and a top and bottom drawer. There's a lamp and a jewelry box sitting on the dresser top. Open jewelry. We're not... I promise we're not being kleptomaniacs. You can't do that. Okay, that's fine. Open box. The jewelry box is locked. Look at box. The jewelry box is made of fine wood and has a brass lock. Examine the box. Smooth wood is shiny and well polished. Open left. Cupboard. You open it. Look in left cupboard. Leftmost cupboard is empty. You suppose Nessa may prefer to live out of her suitcase. Close cupboard. This is terrible, really. But I mean, why else are they in the bar if not to give me an opportunity to look through their things? Surely that's logical. Right-hand cupboard is empty. Maybe Nessa doesn't intend on staying for too long. Yeah. That would bear out. There's been a murder. Quick, check everywhere for fingerprints. That maple woman's fingerprints are everywhere! Writing desk sits in the corner. Open desk? High course of action yields no result. X desk. Examine the desk. No. Okay. I don't know if I did this before or not. Love seat, armchair, wardrobe, dresser, painted cupboard. Open cupboard. Open the painted cupboard. Look in cupboard. Currently empty. You're preoccupied to unpack. That's fine. Ah. Open drawer. You open the drawers. Look in drawers. And drawers are closed drawers. Alright, that's enough. Look in love seat. Typing too quickly. Alright. Okay. That's enough. Close door. Alright. Okay, the bedroom that Jack and Corvus are sharing is through the door in the east wall. That's right, because for some reason Albert insisted on the servants' quarters. He's up to something, I think. This is the bedroom Jack is sharing with Corvus. Judging from the crate haphazardly filled with clothes, Jack didn't get much notice regarding this new living arrangement. There's a large dresser set against the back wall containing many small drawers, a pitcher, and a drinking glass on top. You see a low coffee table, a writing desk, a bookcase, a plush armchair, and a pair of beds. The door in the west wall leads back to the upstairs hallway. There's a suitcase, not mine. Book clothes. Judging from the size and types of clothes in the crate, you deduce these are men's clothes. Search clothes. Upon closer inspection, you realize that these clothes are all clean. They've just been hastily tossed into the crate, causing them to look untidy. Wait a moment. What's that on the bottom shelf there? Look, shelves. You know those kinds of books you see in bed and breakfast that are there for decoration and seem completely uninteresting? These are those kinds of books. Look, suitcase. There's an expensive-looking leather suitcase at the foot of the bed closest to the window. I thought there was... I thought that horizontal gray thing at the bottom might also be a suitcase. Look. Bottom shelf. Dang it. Nothing noteworthy. Okay. Look at this bed. Two single beds are set up in opposite corners of the room. There is a leather satchel on this bed. Look, satchel. The satchel looks like the type used to carry important documents. I would never. I'll check it for traps. Corvus's satchel is locked. We see, but there are shoes there. Yes? Or slippers. There are a pair of brown leather Oxfords by the bed on the right. Okay, you peer into the shiny, well-maintained shoes. Thanks to the loop, you can read the size printed on their insides, even though it's a bit faded. They are 14s. I see. These shoes are size 14. Seeing as they are set down by Corvus's bed, I think it's safe to assume they are his shoes. Well done. We looked at shoes earlier today. Did we make notes about the shoes? No. I hope I'll remember this later. Look, suitcase. Expensive looking leather suitcase with the bag. Open suitcase. Like it just locked tight. I'm gonna open the drawers. Just do them all at once. Look in drawers. After searching through all the drawers, you find moth-eaten socks, loose buttons, single shoelaces, and other assorted bric-a-brac. Nothing too interesting in there. Alright, close the drawers. Which we will watch the animation for. Here's a thought. Look behind mirror. Mirror? Mirror. Let's see, they don't really... Okay. Look at desk. Writing desk holds a blotter, a lamp, and a cup of pencils. Open desk. Doesn't seem to work. Look at pencils. Standard yellow pencils with handy-dandy rubbers on the end. Erasers. This is, yes. Anyway, the monitor is dyed a brilliant green. Get cup. Water glass and picture set on the dresser. No. However, look in waste basket. There isn't anything in this waste paper basket. Look at desk again. Wait a minute. Blotter lamp. Look at lamp. The desk lamp is an electric model, a surprisingly modern inconvenience. I was about to say modern inconvenience. There's a pair of matching floor lamps with blue shades. Okay. Blotter. Nothing. There's nothing under the blotter. That's what I was wondering. This. No, not good. Okay, good. No spare suitcases. We have struck out. Or as I can tell, that's everything. And I'm going to assume that, you know, searching everything doesn't, searching everything, you know, finding replacement for your suitcase doesn't include, you know, going into his and Margot's room and taking something from there. I don't think... like... This is the parlor. Crystal bowl of Jordan almonds. Look under sofa. Okay. Take almond. Never knowing when a confection could double as a small caliber ammunition. Never knowing when a confection that could double as small caliber ammunition might come in handy. You take a handful. Okay, apparently we were supposed to do that. Alright. Wait. Open. I probably did this already. Stack of lodge brochures. I haven't searched every tiniest thing. But, you know, I don't think that... See, this was where we found the shoes in the mudroom here. Yeah. Yes, they do have the F3. Repeat, that's good. Okay, the mudroom has a tiled floor, making it easier to clean. There's a low basin for washing off boots. There's a wooden storage area with lockers, drawers, baskets, and cubbies for boots. Hi, Sphinx! Greetings! I am, an offhanded thing one of the guests here said has sent me searching around the house again. Wooden storage area with lockers, drawers, baskets, and cubbies for boots. Okay. Go to the Wesley's main floor, only these leads outside. Open locker. Look in locker. Old red shirt. Look at shirt. All the clothing here could use a good wash. Red shirt isn't notable. Clothes locker. I mean, I think I've done all of this already. There will not be a suitcase in that drawer. There are metal hooks in the storage area meant for hanging clothing out to dry. Look clothes. Various items of clothing hang from the hooks. They look a lot like work clothes. What is this game about? This is the Crimson Diamond. This is a murder mystery in the retro adventure game style, circa 1990, I believe. It's heavily inspired by the Colonel's Bequest. That game, which I played ages and ages ago, and the murder has not happened yet. But they give you the run of the place before, and I'm just looking everywhere because I can't stop myself. So I probably did this already, this run through. Women's boots are quite petite with a small heel. They're made of black leather with rubber soles and appear well used and maintained. I don't know why I feel like it's important to get everyone's shoe size, but I'm trying to get everyone's shoe size. Or later. Because I have a feeling there may be footprints later. But anyway. So, you just make out the tiny letter M in the women's boots just above the number 5.5, so these are probably Margot's boots. That confirms these boots belong to Margot and that she wears size 5.5 boots. Okay, I'm not getting a well done notice, so I probably did this already. Men's boots are size 12 and have rubber soles and rounded toe boxes. They are very worn and are made of faded brown leather. These size 12 boots definitely belong to Mr. Richards. Men's boots. So she already knows the size. ER. These boots belong to Mr. Richards. Rubber soles, too, which means that if there's electricity. You also appear at the men's boots in the left-hand cubby. If you don't look at all the things in the stuff, are you really investigating? Exactly. There's another pair of boots here that are marked with a J and are also size 12. Are also size 12. Ah, these must be Jack's boots. These have leather soles. So what this means is that if both Jack and Evan are standing... This could be handy information to know later. If both Jack and Evan, say, for example, are standing say in a pool of water, in a puddle of water, and for whatever reason some electrical line falls in there, although I don't know that they have those running everywhere yet, then that means that Jack is more likely to be electrocuted. If I'm remembering correctly. Because Evan has rubber soles. At least I think that's how that works. I'm not clear on it. But I can't imagine why else they would tell us what the souls are made out of. Anyway. Open that locker. Back in locker. Right locker contains more old clothes. Search clothes. Unfortunately, that doesn't accomplish anything. Alright. No suitcases for me. Right drawer contains some dried mud and part of a broken shoelace. Wait a minute. Nothing noteworthy about the dried mud. It could have ended up there at any time. Closer examination fails to yield more information. I looked at the shoelace here. Broken shoelace is brown. Shoelace looks like it wore down over time before it eventually failed. It's a thought. Okay. Well. Look at basin. The basin is low and has a brass spout and faucet. There's a rubber hose attached to the spout, which you presume helps with boot washing. Rubber hose is firmly attached to the spout. Spout and faucet are worn, but still in good working order. Okay! That, I think, is about everything that I can do at this point. You said to find a replacement. You two are still going to be in here, aren't you? Yes, you are. Well, I'll say this for this game. It gives us time. It gives you time to do other things if you want to. Conservatory is a stunning showpiece of a room. Surely the expense and trouble to bring this many panes of glass this far north must have been enormous. There's a doorway in the south wall that leads back into the main floor hallway. That might be big enough. Open cabinet. Open cupboard. Close drawer. Close it. Look in waste basket. Isn't anything in this waste basket? There never is. Look at lamp. Lamp has a fringed purple shade and brass hardware. Okay. Alright. Well, enough of this folder. I keep forgetting there's a menu up here. The same stuff I'm finding elsewhere, but... Alright, we're gonna go into the kit. We'll advance time. You may as well. But it's just... unfortunate. Help with dishes. You help Jack wash the dishes. Thanks, miss. Lots more dishes than usual. Happy to help. A note has been added to your notebook. Is there something else I should have asked him about? I forget. Now I gotta go see to Mrs. Crabbe and Mr. Shaw in the bar. Have to make sure they don't drink us dry. And of course I need to get Mr. Richards his hot toddy. He likes a soothing drink before bed. And I don't want to keep Margot waiting. Forget about that last one, won't you? Game has auto-saved. Okay. So, Ness and Evan didn't get along as kids. Helped Jack. Eavesdrop on boudoir door. Help Jack with dishes. And I think that... Yeah, that other... Evan and Nathan meeting in the study after dinner. Get a glass. You take a drinking glass from the cupboard. Ah, drinking glass. These are handy for all sorts of things. Note has been added to your notebook. Close cupboard. This will come in handy shortly. Okay. Are you there? You're not in there, are you? This is the study. No one is here. Is there somewhere to hide in here? Walk closer to where you'd like to hide. Damn it! You stealthily slip behind the tapestry. After a while, you emerge from the tapestry. Doesn't look like much is going on right now. Ah! Okay, hang on. I didn't know that was an option. We'll see. You stealthily slip behind the tapestry. Ah! Hang on. Look, I don't know what else to tell you. My father and your father had an agreement. This doesn't change anything. But what if they find diamonds? What happens to the agreement then? No one's found any diamonds here. Nothing changes. We'll see what we can do about the nosy Belgian. And Margot? How many times do we gotta go over this? She's my gal, all right, but a promise is a promise. When I'm gone, this land's going back to you and your family. Simple as that. We've been promised many things in the past. None of them came to pass. A promise is a promise. We'll see. What about your sister? Nessa? Yeah, that's a complication. I'll figure something out. Just don't do anything rash, got it? I'm deeply concerned. Yeah, get on out of here, why don't you? I'll be seeing you, Evan. Uh-huh. And they are shaking hands. There's a pair of feet under this tapestry. We did it! I don't know why until just then it occurred to me to hide in the room. Okay. Nessa was looking for a will. Meeting in the study after dinner. Go to dining room. Went to dining room. Help Jack with the dishes. Haven't done that yet. Nessa and Evan didn't get along as kids. Evan's father promised lodge and lands to Nathan's family after Evan dies. There we go. Okay. This man has set up quite a prominent death flag. Why, yes. Yes, he has. Now, that said, let me just take care of one thing over here real quick. We have creatures in chat trying. We have a creature that showed up in chat that I believe is a bot. We got to deal with that. There we go. Okay, that's done. Okay, back to the murder. Okay. Good, good. I mean, I'm sure that there's nothing under the water yet. Well. Okay. See, I'm very pleased that we managed to do that. Talk to Moose. That doesn't seem to work. Okay. One can but hope. Got what we needed there. That's good. You're in here now, aren't you? Yes. Evan is here. Ask about... I mean, there's no need to ask about that last conversation. Suitcase? What? Never mind. Never mind. Unless we have something else to talk to him about. This is a lovely lodge, Mr. Richards, especially this room. My pa did all this. It had nothing to do with me. Glad you like it, though. Yes. We enjoy it. Alright. I mean, part of me wants to go around and see if anything else is different. I don't think it's going to be. Aside from, you know, wherever Nathan has gone. So, we'll go ahead and move things along. But this is interesting. I'm hearing someone with a radio is outside. All right. Help with dishes. You help Jack with the dishes. Wash the dishes. Thanks, miss. Happy to help. And you go see to Mrs. Crab, Mr. Shaw at the bar, blah, blah, blah. This is all stuff we know. And I keep her waiting. Game is autosave. Ah, yeah, here we go. Open cupboard. Get glass. Take a drinking glass from the cupboard. Close cupboard. Okay. And apparently you can pick up this tea kettle, but I have no idea what to use that for. Back to this. We are now carrying things. Oh, these are a handful of Jordan almonds, colorful, unpalatable, and harder than most rocks you've studied. Well done. Something happened. The drinking glass you got from the kitchen. Spotless! Jack is quite fastidious. The surface of the Jordan almond is disconcertingly smooth and unblemished. Can nothing scratch its indomitable shell? Nothing! Nothing! Very hard substance. Apparently I'm getting points for examining these things. You admire the brilliant shine of the squeaky clean drinking glass. Your notebook doesn't benefit from closer examination. Okay. Helped Jack. Eavesdrop on boudoir door. Obtain drinking glass for listening at doors. We don't have to open the doors. Right. Okay. Still there. Nope, not hearing anything here. I hear voices near this doorway. I wonder what they're talking about. One moment. Okay. Once again, we're going to save just before we do that, just in case there's more stuff that changes. Here we go. Nessa. Father's will has to be around here somewhere. Things would be so much easier if we could just find it. If the will can't be found, we might have to proceed as planned. Take our chances. That little gold-digging hussy complicates things. But I'm dealing with her in my own way. We'll talk about that another time. Good night, Mr. Shaw. Good night, madam. A note has been added to your notebook. Nessa can't find a will. Nessa is dealing with Margot. I am troubled. This troubles us, but that's okay. It'll be all right. No one left. Okay. I don't think there's anything else we need here. Unless there's like anything interesting in the billiard room. And I forgot. Nope. It's mostly pool cues that can be used to kill vampires, perhaps. We don't know. Are there any vampires in this game? Probably not. One never knows. Okay. Yeah, I think we just need to listen to the boudoir door, and that's it. But I believe that yeah, Corvus and Jack are staying in guest bedroom 2. Albert is staying in the servants' quarters. Kimmy and I are in guest bedroom 1. Innkeeper's quarters is Evan and Margot. Nessa is in guest bedroom 3. Okay. Curious. I know I keep looking at this map. There's a reason. Just going to annoy Albert, that's all. Leave me alone, whoever it is, I'm busy. Okay, fine. Listen at door. You don't hear any voices. You get no response. This is the bedroom Jack is sharing with Corvus. Judging from the crate, haphazardly filled with... Okay. Alright, this is describing stuff. Corvus is here. Corvus Shaw is Natalie dressed. I haven't thought to look at people. My god. In black slacks and a striped vest with metal buttons, he seems like a very clever sort with quite a sharp tongue. You can see why he gets along with Nessa so well. He is asleep. Perhaps now is the time... No. To strike. Okay. Kimmy is going to be asleep in this bed. Because I know that at this point that's usually what's happening. I hear voices near this doorway. I wonder what they're talking about. This will advance the timeline further, but I can't think of anything else specifically to do here. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of going back to grab bonus stuff, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, here we go. Listen at door with glass. With the help of the drinking glass, you can hear a conversation behind the boudoir door. Let's have a look. Oh, monsieur, you're wonderfully helpful. I cannot thank you enough. I do what I can. Mon Dieu. Sorry about that, but you know we gotta go slow. The pamphlet says so, right? It's important to follow the pamphlet. It does, more's the pity. But I think it's working. You hear some muffled cries. Shh! You gotta keep it down, especially tonight. So many ears around. You're right, of course. This must remain our little secret. The voices go silent for a little while. I mean, it feels like he's helping her with something. Alright, I think we're done here. I gotta skedaddle before Mr. Richards finishes his drink and comes to bed. Of course, merci, Jack. Your days and nights are so very long. You got that right, and I'm not done yet. Having all these folks in the lodge, I gotta work that much harder. I'm sure they will be gone soon. Everything will be back to normal. Yes. That's the law. If it's in the pamphlet, you know. I hope so. Bonne nuit, Jacques. Good night. You hear footsteps coming towards the door. Thinking quickly, you duck behind the big blue chest. This thing is that she chooses these hiding spaces where you would very obviously be seen. But somehow they don't notice. After waiting a few minutes, Margot leaves her boudoir and heads downstairs. You manage to sneak across the hall to your bedroom. The pamphlet does indeed know best. What a long and intriguing night this has been. Outstanding, fantastic detective work, Nancy. You're a natural. Oh, good. I didn't get that message before. Phew, I'm exhausted. What an interesting place this is. Too bad Kimmy and I have to leave on the train tomorrow. So about that. Later that night. Slight issue with the train. Chapter 2, Excursions. At last, we begin Chapter 2. Okay, Nancy, I'm all ready. Let's go. I wish we could stay here longer. It's such an interesting old place, and such intriguing folks. I know what you mean. I can see that you need a minute. I'll meet you at the front door. Thanks, Kimmy. What a peculiar place. Game is auto-saved. All right. But that won't stop me from saving again. Bedroom sharing. Okay. All the same. Look at my hat. Your trusty green hat hangs on the brass footboard of your bed. Get hat. That's all that's left. You take your green felt hat. Your hat looks good, considering you got it secondhand. Well, that's all I can think of to do. Windows offer breathtaking views of the dense forest below. Looks like it's light out right now. Don't see anything noteworthy. Let's see if anyone died. Feel a little weird about invading their private space. This is a wardrobe and this is the master bedroom. Mr. Richards shares it with Margot. You feel a little weird about invading their private space. There is a wardrobe and nightstands to the left and right of the bed. There are 2 doors in the south wall and a door in the east wall leading back to the hallway. I just wanted to say goodbye. No response. I don't know where anyone is. Yes, who is it? Nancy? Hello. The boudoir transports you to fin de siècle? Yes. Yeah. Paris. It's shiny, opulent, perhaps slightly tacky, and very, very pink. A mirrored vanity is the focal point of the room. Exotic perfumes hover in intensely localized clouds that you can almost see. Every movement stirs air currents that bring new scents to your nose. A doorway to the south leads to a walk-in closet, and a doorway to the north leads back into the master bedroom. A powder compact is on the vanity. Margot is here. Margot is Evan Richards' paramour. She is more glamorous than you'd expect to see in these parts. Margot has shining flaxen hair, fair skin, and full lips. She is fashionably attired in a pink damask and ivory lace dress. She seems sweet, but you've met charmers like her before. It doesn't look like what she's wearing right now. Margot is reclining in a plush chaise lounge. She looks a bit listless. Talk to Margot. How are you doing today, Margot? I'm feeling a bit under the weather today, mademoiselle. My body aches a little. I'm coming down with something, perhaps. I hope you're feeling better soon. Merci. Vanity is lit with a pair of sconces. It has drawers on the left, right, and middle. Margot's powder compact is on the vanity. Oh! I know what we could use that for later. Nothing in here but many shoes. Margot's walk-in closet is luxuriously appointed. It has an enormous mirror on the wall and an ornate bench in the center of the room. I don't think I snooped around here earlier. There's a shelf full of footwear, some fancy frocks and on hangers, and a selection of elaborate hats. A wardrobe and 2 chests of drawers are surely bursting with more finery. A doorway in the north wall leads back into the boudoir. It's like, you don't mind if I just wander around in here, do you? Full-length mirror with a silver frame. It must have cost a pretty penny. Securely mounted on the wall. Most of the shoes on the shelf are high, pointy, and impractical. The lowest shelf, however, does hold some boots. A row of boots are on the lowest shelf. They are leather and look more suitable to tramping around the woods, although you note that Margot couldn't resist a slight heel on all of them. The boots are all size 5.5. Why we feel we must confirm this, I don't know. Look, hats. Margot's hat collection makes you a bit envious. The colors and styles are the very latest you've seen in shop windows in downtown Toronto. You see a yellow hat, a green hat, a blue hat, and a teal hat. I'm not going to examine each one right now. The dresses are beautifully constructed from fine fabrics. Wardrobe is full of feather boas in a rainbow of colors. Not the boars, the boas. I've never seen a feather boa in real life. They look like fun to wear. Not right now. That took her quite a while. Bench. Chests of drawers. Bench is elaborately carved and sumptuously upholstered in striped velvet. Lets me examine it. You look under and around the fancy bench. Nothing is stuck into its underside, nor is anything secreted in the plush upholstery. The chest of drawers holds Margot's delicates. Negligees, brasiers. You stop looking through the drawers and close them, your face slightly flushed. You close the drawers. That's understandable. Here, let's do it again. This chest of drawers holds Margot's blouses. There are 3 drawers, and they all hold blouses. You close the drawers. Okay. I was just curious. Sorry. Going now. Wait a minute. Perfume and fragrant eyes. I thought it might have medicine. He's not feeling well. Close the door. Was this open already? I think it was. I don't remember anymore. Okay. Why am I just opening doors? And suitcases are still here. Okay. Nessa, Albert. I hear voices near this doorway. I wonder what they're talking about. Aha! We're going to use the glass this time. With the help of the drinking glass, you can hear a conversation behind Nessa's bedroom door. Evan spends most of his time in the study. It's almost impossible for me to look for the will. Is that where it's supposed to be hiding? I'm sure it will be in there, if it exists at all, of course. Evan is such a lazy good-for-nothing, odds are he never wrote one. And he won't get to. I think Evan will have his hands full soon enough. Then I'll get a chance to search the study. Indeed, and I will get started on Plan B. I think he did write a will, if I remember correctly. It's like, I think the father didn't and Evan did. Either that or I have it backwards. One of them actually did write a will. A note has been added to your notebook. Nessa and Corvus seem to have finished their conversation. Okay. Nessa wants to search for Evan's will in the study. I hear voices near this doorway. I wonder what they're talking about. This is an embarrassment of riches this morning. With the help of the drinking glass, you can hear a conversation behind Albert's bedroom door. Because I get the feeling that maybe your government doesn't want diamonds to be found in Canada. Market competition, eh? So why don't you just get on the train back to Toronto this morning, enjoy the city, and write your report from the comfort of a ritzy hotel? My treat, what do you say? Mr. Richards, I'm appalled at your suggestion. Your man Jack will bring me back to the lodge, else you can expect a visit from the authorities. Oh. Interesting. Fine. But I doubt your bosses will care if your visit is less than hospitable. I got my eye on you, Albert. You hear heavy steps coming toward you. Thinking quickly, you hurry back to your room as quietly as you can. Phew. That was a close one. I think they've both gone downstairs by now. We are never leaving this house. Evan tried to bribe Albert to report no diamonds in Crimson. The plot thickens. Now everything might be different. That's okay. I think they both went downstairs. It's hard to say what's different, really. Because in theory, we're supposed to be leaving. But you know, we can wander around just a little bit longer. Just in case. Just in case we hear anything interesting. Like, I don't know if there's more stuff that I am supposed to see or hear here. It's a big house. There's a lot of places one could be. I don't know what room to randomly wander to. Nancy, are you ready to go now? I don't know. Yes, I think so. You and Kimmy follow the dirt path to the carriage house. You find yourself falling behind as you marvel at your surroundings, the first time you're seeing the grounds on the lodge in daylight. You're surrounded by greens of every shade. The trees are taller than most buildings back home. They stand densely in countless numbers as far as your eye can see, swaying slightly in the breeze. As you near the carriage house, you can hear the distant roar of a waterfall. The land feels alive. And it's coming for you. No, wait, no. Let's see. Here we go. There you are. Come on now, we gotta make this train. Yes, the train. Why is Albert even bothering to go with them if Jack is supposed to bring him right back to the lodge? Right, let's go. Jack drives you and Kimmy back to the train station. The car ride seems a lot shorter this time, maybe because you can see your surroundings. Ah, Crimson. Wait here, I'm going to check the telegraph machine in the station. Well, he's not carrying a suitcase. His 2 suitcases. You wait in silence. Early morning in the deserted town is so quiet, it nearly makes your ears ring. Did you just hear Jack gasp? Jack's taking quite a long time in there. I'm going to check on him. Whoa, hey, I told you to wait outside. Jack, what's that in your hand? That's not a weapon, is it? Jack looks agitated. He stuffs a strip of telegraph paper tape into his pocket. Telegraph paper tape. I wonder what could have him so agitated. Surely the bridge is in order. What's wrong, Jack? We are going back to the lodge. Bridge is out. Don't know how long. Oh, dear. Oh, by the way, any of you folk know someone called Carl? Carl? No? Never mind. Why do you ask, Jack? Telegraph in the station for him. It was printed off on the machine after my message, so I cut it and pinned it to the board inside. So, who is really Carl? I think that's the question, right? Someone is secretly Carl. That's how messages get passed on to people in this area. It's a decent system. Well, I'm going to send a message to my superiors. Wait here. Maybe he's Carl. Maybe that's why he came with him to the... Because otherwise, why freaking bother coming here? Maybe he could argue he was always coming to send a telegram of some kind, but don't know. What happened to the bridge, Jack? An accident. The train can't get to Crimson. Looks like we're stuck with you for now. Jack looks over at Kimmy. Looks like you got your wish, huh? But like I said before, leave the cormorants alone. Kimmy flushes but keeps quiet. Just so looking forward to annoying the cormorants. Asking them questions while sketching them. You stand in tense, awkward silence until Albert reappears in the train station's doorway. I'm ready. Let's be off. The journey back to the lodge is so rushed and bumpy, there are times where you're afraid you'll bounce right out of the automobile. It's far too noisy to even attempt conversation. We'll never get a chance to talk to Albert, will we? Albert leans back in his seat, impassive. Kimmy, whom you'd come to believe was a kind and quiet sort, looks pretty nervous, and maybe even a little angry. She could be Carl. Jack is mostly silent, white-knuckled hands wrapped around the steering wheel. I feel like there was more in that message. You realize you don't really know any of these people. I can't let myself be distracted. I have a job to do. When I get back to the lodge, I'm going to start my field work. It's been a long morning. I'm going to put the kettle to boil if any of you want some tea. You hear Jack mutter something under his breath about needing to see Evan. After I fetch my field kit and change into my field clothes, I'll be commencing my field work. Please do not disturb me. We're going to disturb you, all right. I'm going out to get a breath of fresh air. Just going to carry your suitcase right out the door with you. Well, I guess I have my work cut out for me. I still wonder what happened with my kid on the train. Good question, huh? Well, I certainly can't dwell on that. Albert breaks out the kit, and it turns out it's your kit. To obtain samples, I'll need a few basic tools. Ah, good. I hope you write this down, because I don't have anything to. I mean, I do, but I want the game to do my work for me. I don't want to use my hands to write something down with an actual physical pencil, like a barbarian. To obtain samples, I'll need a few basic tools. A geologist's pick, or something similarly sharp and strong. A hammer that, when used with the pick, will help me chip off samples of rock. Okay. A small shovel to dig into the riverbed. Okay. And a streak plate to test the hardness of minerals I find. Something made of porcelain would do the trick. Now, plenty of plates around here. Game is autosaved. A note has been added to your notebook. I think Jack mentioned that cormorants like to nest on cliff faces. That might be a good place to get a sample. I should also check on Albert's field work. Maybe I can learn a few things. Oh, I hope I can finally do a bit of digging, literally. Oh, I hope I can do a bit of digging, literally. Okay, good. Obtain tools. A pick, a hammer, a small shovel, a streak plate. Obtain 3 samples from sources outside. Excellent. Okay, we've got stuff to do. But first, I'm going to need a moment. I shall step away for but a moment. And I will be right back. I have returned. And we are going to continue with our various explorations and figuring out how the heck to do what we're doing. Once again, looking for things. A pick, a hammer, a small shovel, a streak plate. All right. We shall begin down here. Hey, Prax. Greetings, greetings. We are this evening continuing with the Crimson Diamond, and we have made it to Chapter 2, finally. And we are looking for things that we can use to make up a kit. So that we can, because we're stuck here, the bridge is out. So we can do a little bit of work. We can do a little bit of, geomancy. No, wait. Geology. Ah, yes. And then there's that. Vanessa wants to search for Evan's will in the study. Evan tried to bribe Albert to report no diamonds in Crimson. And then later we need to obtain 3 samples. Okay. Several things to do this chapter. The important thing to do first, of course, is to be nosy. No, I don't think there'll be anything of use in here. There is soap. But I can't for the life of me think what I will do with it. This is the closet. Okay. Did we ask for permission first before taking things? A variety of tools are hanging from nails. Jack must use these for maintenance around the house. Rolled up rugs, wardrobe, cupboard, sled, shovel, and mop leaning against the wall. A door in the east wall leads back to the main floor hallway. Shovels can dig things up and bury things too. Very versatile. Great, thank you. This shovel may be useful, but it's way too big and heavy for me to carry around. Okay, just checking. Maybe I can find something smaller that will suit my purposes. Okay, yeah, anything you can turn into a shovel. There's no ice pick here, nor do you have any on your person. I forget what's where. Flower pots, a broom, an empty keg. You can see the hole in the pony keg where it's already been tapped. Okay. Okay. Small shovel, streak plate, hammer, pick. We might be able to use the bucket as a shovel. The bucket might be used in conjunction with the mop. You require neither. Okay, never mind. There are things here. But I don't know where. Okay, nothing going on here. I wonder if the bar has an ice pick. This is a cozy bar decorated in warm hues of crimson and coral. A trio of stools are stationed in front of an elaborately curved bar. There is an oversized armchair and a striped love seat. Door in the west wall leads to the main floor hallway, and you can see the dining room through a doorway in the north wall. Look behind bar. Nothing of interest behind the bar. Glasses. Collection of glasses hanging above the bar. Bottles. Multitude of bottles sit on the back counter of the bar containing various liqueurs. Alright. No. No one in here. A pick, a shovel, a plate, and a hammer. Walk into a bar. Were there any such things in the mudroom? I don't think so. If we break one of the pool cues... Don't see anything noteworthy. Alright. I hear voices near the doorway! I wonder what they're talking about. Here we go. With the help of the drinking glass, you can hear a conversation behind the door. Wait, let me turn off that background music before I go to this. Here we go. So it's a problem. Could things get any worse? Who could have done it? Who would be capable? Oh boy. I know. Burn the tape. Tell no one. Keep an eye out. Burn the tape. Interesting. You got it. You wait a little longer, anxious for more details, straining to hear more of the conversation. What could have Jack learned from the telegraph tape? You're so deep in thought that you fail to hear the footsteps approaching the door! Oh no! Hi. Hey, what do you think you're doing, loitering outside doorways? Get! Eek! Sorry. A note has been added to your notebook. What does the telegraph tape say? We only have so long to find out. He's going to burn it. Hear any other voices? No. Ah! The fireplace's legs and header are carved with simple linear flourishes. You imagine it provides invaluable heat during the long winter months. You see a length of telegraph tape smoldering in the fireplace. There's some powdery soot accumulating in the fireplace. Get the tape! You carefully pick up the telegraph tape. Most of the telegraph tape has been consumed by fire, but you can barely make out some words. Bridge, bomb, sabotage, await. Interesting. Despite your careful handling of the telegraph tape, it crumbles into ash. Uh-oh. A note has been added to your notebook. Soot. Why do I want soot? You take some of the soot. Why am I carrying soot? The fine black powder. You don't want to soil your lucky loot by using it to examine the soot. Okay. You stealthily slip behind the tapestry. After a while, you emerge from the tapestry. It doesn't look like much is going on right now. Okay. No, she was going to look around in here. Look at moose. Although the moose head looks pretty impressive on the wall, you can't help but feel a twinge of sympathy for the animal. This is Evan Richards' well-appointed study. Next to the ornately carved fireplace, there is a fine tapestry depicting a forest scene. There is a display cabinet beside the fireplace. A fancy desk with brass fittings sits on the plush carpet. You surmise this room was once used by Evan's father, as it doesn't seem to be to his taste. A door to the west leads outside, and a door to the east leads to the main floor hallway. We're probably also going to be, we can look around the grounds also, but you open the glass paneled cabinet. Look in cabinet. Glass panel cabinet is full of curios and memorabilia, old tarnished trophies, and an assortment of glass and ceramic vases. Search cabinet. Close cabinet. X cabinet. Look behind cabinet. Look under rug. You don't need the carpet or anything underneath the carpet. I think we already did this. Clock appears to be broken, but it's a lovely piece nonetheless. Open clock. Okay. Green letters worn. We already did that, but nothing yet. We're just waiting. That's the thing is, I mean, we've been through here and I think looked at all kinds of things. Look behind moose. Don't see anything noteworthy. Look behind fireplace. Look in flue. Probably doesn't know that word. Enter fireplace. Okay. Chair. Okay. Anything in this? There isn't anything in there. Okay, okay. Oh, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Telegraph tape says, bridge bomb sabotage await. I assume it's await instructions. No strange sounds. Talk to Evan. This is a lovely lodge, Mr. Richards, especially this room. We already did this. Ask about bridge. Jack told me the bridge got damaged and the train's not running right now. It's a shame. I wonder if they'll bother to fix it. About kit. What? Oh, never mind. I'd like these items. What? What? Like the dinner plates? You want a porcelain plate? They're in the kitchen. They're in the kitchen cupboards. There we go. What? Okay, well, you gave me at least one answer. That's something anyway. Should I ask him about Carl? I could ask him about Carl. You have filled all the save slots. Please delete a save game to continue and to re-enable autosave. I knew this was going to happen. I knew it. I knew it. I'm going to delete some stuff from chapter 1. Wish I could do this quickly. I've got to do a lot of little clicking to make this work. Here. All right. Who? I don't know anyone called Carl, Nancy. A friend of yours? No, not a friend of mine. All right. Hello, Jack. Hey, Jack, you look a little bothered. Anything I can help you with? Never you mind, miss, but if you want to busy yourself, I've been missing my ice pick for at least a week. Really? That's funny you should say that. I don't need it right now, but it's just been on my mind, you know? I can't remember where I left it. A shame, because I can't chip off bits of ice for drinks. I could use that. I could use it. That kettle is still on there, huh? Well, we can figure it out. Hang on. The kitchen has a rough-hewn rustic charm. The lack of decorations and fine furnishings implies that this room wasn't meant to be seen by the lodge's guests. There are cupboards along the walls and an icebox in the corner. The door to the west wall leads to the main floor hallway. You can see the dining room through a doorway in the south wall, and there's a door in the east wall that leads outside. You see a puddle under the icebox. A strip of yellow flypaper dangles near the door. Jack is here. There's a puddle of water beneath the icebox. Oh dear, looks like the ice is melting and leaking out of the icebox. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. There might be a pick in here. You open it. The ice block has melted a bit. There's now a puddle on the floor. Oh dear, I guess the icebox is a bit leaky. Wasn't doing that last night. The ice block has melted a bit. There's now a puddle on the floor. The ice block has melted a bit, rendering it a bit more transparent. There seems to be something frozen inside. Examining the block of ice with a loupe does not reveal any additional information. I have an idea. As much as you'd like to break the ice, you lack the appropriate tool. I think it might be in there. Okay, fine. We'll do it the hard way. Oh. Dang it, you closed the icebox. Ice is expensive and surely hard to come by in these parts. Yes. Here, look, I have a thing I'm going to do. I don't know if it's going to be helpful at all. Blue graniteware kettle, boiling water on the stovetop. You take the kettle, but you resolve not to leave the kitchen with it. You can't imagine someone just walking away with your kettle. I mean, fair. The blue graniteware kettle has a polished brass and wood handle. Steam pours out of its spout. Your eyes water, and the loupe fogs up from the steam pouring out of the kettle. You can't really examine it more closely. That's okay. You open it. The ice block has melted a bit. There's now a puddle on the floor. Yes. Pour kettle on ice. You eagerly pour some hot water onto the ice block. Aha! Some of the ice has melted away, revealing a wooden handle. Well done. There's now a small wooden handle poking out of the top of the ice block. I wonder. It really looks like something is frozen in the block of ice. Get the handle? After a few tugs, you're able to pull the wooden handle out of the ice block. The rest of the tool is pointy and made of metal. I believe this is the ice pick. Hooray! It looks like I found an ice pick. Jack must have left the ice pick on top of the ice block, and when the ice melted and refroze, it gradually got swallowed up. Well done. That's what I thought. Close icebox. Put kettle on stove. Return the kettle to the stove top. We now have an ice pick. It's a simple ice pick with a wooden handle. Maybe you could use this as a substitute for a mineralogist's pick. You don't see anything exceptional about the ice pick, but it would make a fine pick for your field work. Yes, field work. Now, we also were told there's a plate in here. Is that the plate? Now that I think of it, a dinner plate might work as a street plate as long as its bottom is unglazed. I should take one and take a closer look. As lovely as the Celadon plate is, you decide the best way to enjoy it is from its little shelf. Okay. Plates, where are the plates? Jack, look, I found the ice pick. It was in the ice block this whole time. How about that? Nicely done, miss. Can I borrow the ice pick for a little while? Certainly, you found it after all. Good. Excellent. We appreciate Canadians. Ask about Canada. You can't use Canada in this game, but the developers did. There's a display cupboard with a bottom drawer and a sideboard with a cupboard and some drawers. The kitchen cupboards in the corner have a single upper and lower cupboards by the stove and double upper and lower cupboards by the sink. I forget what's in them. You open the bottom cupboard. You open the glass paneled cabinet. Look in cabinet. There are huge heavy pots and pans in the bottom cupboard. The glass paned cupboard contains a couple of decorative plates, a pretty blue mug, and some plainer mugs. Examine plate. You aren't carrying... Get plate. The floral plates are out of your reach, a common problem for someone of your height. I don't really want one of those plates anyway. Okay. I need something to use as a... Wait a minute. Huge heavy pots and pans. A mug. Some plainer mugs. Okay. Saucepan. Oh! Might be able to use the saucepan. No, wait, a saucepan isn't... It's not what you're thinking, Jim. It's not a pan. The saucepan looks pretty old and dented, but still in good working order. You take the small saucepan. If I want to use this, I'll be doing it here in the kitchen. I like Jack's cooking too much to permanently deprive him of his saucepan. Why am I carrying a saucepan now? A metal saucepan with a wooden handle. I have no idea what I want to do with that. I don't think any drawers will have things in them. The drawers are full of all the random bits and bobs one usually finds in kitchen drawers. Okay. Okay. There's an L-shaped kitchen island. Open island. Okay. Yeah. There's a variety of plates inside. The cupboard under the sink contains the pipe that drains the sink. Get plate? You take a plate from the cupboard. I think this plate is porcelain. Maybe I can use it as a streak plate. I should take a look at it and see. A white ceramic dinner plate glazed on the surface. Now that I think of it, the unglazed underside of this porcelain plate would make a great streak plate. Streak plates are used for ascertaining a mineral's streak color, but any minerals harder than a 6.5 or 7 won't make a streak. I can rub samples on the plate to see their color. Your streak plate has a Mohs hardness of 6.5. Rub samples on this plate help me identify specimens. And it got darker as well. Okay. That's what we needed. Ah! There we go. Okay. So, we just need a something to use as a hammer and a small shovel. Rub your samples on your streak plate. Okay. Ask about bridge. There's been an accident. Bridge got damaged, so the train's not running. Looks like you're stuck here for a while. An issue of the Toronto... No, that's not what we're looking at. Isn't anything in the waste paper? The sticky flypaper is loaded with dead flies, frozen in various states of mortal struggle. Ew! Absolutely no idea, no desire to take a closer look at that. I know, but I was just thinking there might be something. Okay. I don't think we should push him on the matter of the telegram. But I think that's everywhere in the house. So I need to probably go out onto the grounds to find anything else. Is there anyone I want to try to find and bother beforehand? Why, yes. Let's see. You knock lightly on Albert's door, you get no response. Let's examine his stuff. I don't think we've ever had a chance to search this room while he's not here. This is a small bedroom, humbly furnished. Albert insisted on getting a room to himself, despite its size. I guess, you know, it could have just been that he wanted to be alone in the room. It doesn't really have anything to do with the positioning of this room anywhere. And otherwise he was going to have to share with Corvus, which he did not wish to do. That could just be, you know, them transferring qualities from Poirot over to this character. It could be something else. We'll see. We must find out. But first, I must grab a tiny bit more tea from over here. Tea is important for the process of the brain. One moment. Tea. Okay. The furniture in this room is of simpler make and consists of a wardrobe, desk, and nightstand. There's a pitcher and a drinking glass on the nightstand. The door in the west wall leads back to the upstairs hallway. Okay. To open it, look in wardrobe. Wardrobe is full of Albert's clothes and shoes. Search wardrobe. Look at clothes. Albert has hung his jackets and some of his shirts in the wardrobe. X. Clothes. The clothes are so neatly arranged that you're afraid to touch them lest you incur Albert's persnickety wrath. Look, shoes. Albert has stored a couple of extra pairs of fancy patent leather Oxfords in the wardrobe. Examine the shoes. You can see a small number 12. Everybody is size 12. Who's not? Every male character is a shoe size of 12. Marked on the insides of the shoes. Okay, good, good. Close the wardrobe. Open the drawer. Look in drawer. The wardrobe drawer is full of Albert's white shirts, all neatly folded. Albert has neatly folded and placed his multitudinous dress shirts into the large drawer. White shirts, dress shirts, are clearly made of the finest cotton, made to measure. Righto. Okay. Look at suitcase. There's a small suitcase here. There are two identical large chests at the foot of the bed. Open suitcase. The luggage is locked. It's always locked. Look at desk. The desk has a small functional drawers. Albert has put a couple of geology and mineralogy books on the desk. Ooh. Look at books. Let's try that again. Geology and mineralogy books look as good as new. Open books. It almost looks like the spines of these books haven't been cracked. The spines aren't broken and the cover shows no signs of wear. These books are in pristine condition. So either he likes it that way or he has never read them. Actually, he can't have read them. I guess Albert takes really good care of his books. Look in books. There isn't anything stuck between the pages of the mineralogy books. These books don't even look like they've been opened. The titles are in German, so you can't read them. But from the pictures on the cover, you surmise they are about minerals. Suspicious. A small oil painting of what looks to be Northern Ontario wilderness hangs in a simple wooden frame. Look behind picture. Painting. Okay. Let's open the desk. The left desk drawers are locked. Right desk drawers are locked. Okay, look in waste basket. There isn't anything in this waste paper basket. Look. Night stand. The nightstand is made of pine and has one drawer. There is a drinking glass and a water pitcher on its top. Look at the glass. The water glass and pitcher are set on Albert's nightstand. What a thoughtful and hospitable touch. Polished and sparkling to Jack's high standard. As clean as could be. It doesn't look like Albert has used this at all. He really should drink more water. The same. Okay. Open stand. Look. Stand. Open drawer. Look in drawer. Close nightstand. You close it. Huh. Look at the carpet. Red and blue is one of your favorite color combinations. The carpet is a pleasing pattern, too. Is there mud on the carpet? Don't see anything noteworthy. Look at the bed. There's a small single bed in this room. Look under the bed. You have an intense fear of dust bunnies and can't bring yourself to do so. Look at the pillow. Single nice fluffy pillow on it. Look under the pillow. Don't see anything noteworthy. Look. Chest. There's a small suitcase here. Two identical large chests at the foot of the bed. Open chest. Luggage is locked. One moment, must deal with spam. We keep getting that. We keep trying harder and harder. All right. Let's see. I think that's everything in this room except for this little place to sit. All right. Oh, wait. The lamp! We didn't examine the lamp. One lamp in the small bedroom. Okay. Well, that told us almost nothing. That told us nothing aside from the fact that those books had not been opened, which is curious. What on earth do you want? I wanted to see how you're doing. I'm sure this will be fine. What are you still doing here? I thought you'd left this morning. The bridge was damaged, so the trains aren't running. A shame. I don't know. Evan has always been disagreeable, but he's become downright unbearable in his old age. He's made it abundantly clear I'm not welcome here, but I don't care. This was my home, too, so don't forget. He's trying to make our stay unpleasant, but we will get what we want. Oh, yes. Not diamonds. Diamonds are lovely gems, highly desirable. We already had this conversation. I don't know. I don't know what else to ask about. You can ask about the will. Yes, we already had this part. Yes, yeah. Ask about... I don't know if there's anything else to ask about. I mean, quite easily ignored. Just here to see some birds? I find that hard to believe. She barely spoke at dinner. I believe she's here to look at birds. What on earth for? They're, you know, cormorants. Okay. Ask about Carl. Carl? Who's that? Oh, no one I know. I was just wondering if you did. Well, I don't. I went to school with a fellow named Carl back in England. Though I doubt he's the one to which you are referring. Did he ever visit Canada? Is he here now? No, neither. How can you be sure? He died soon after graduation. Oh, pardon me. Just, you know, finding out. Okay, I got nothing. You have a... What do we need? We need a hammer and a shovel. You get no response. I don't know if anything's going to be different when I look through here. Everything looks the same. Your bed is neatly made. He's size 14. Okay. Because we looked at these before. But for some reason, in my mind, I thought it was 12. Water glass and pitcher is set on the dresser. It doesn't reveal much except the jug and drinking glass look untouched. Okay. Too much stuff. All right. And we couldn't get into that cabinet before it was locked. We have our own fireplace. Wait. Look. Fireplace. Tools. Fireplace tools stand. Look tools. A shovel and a poker. Get shovel? The shovel is needed for proper care and maintenance of the fireplace. I need a shovel. How cruel. Alright. See, what we're really looking for is like a spade. Probably a very small shovel. Alright. That's fine. We'll look around the grounds for it. Or anything in here we can... I don't think there was anything in here of interest. Just Evan's stuff, I think. Needs a few garment bags and folded up pairs of overalls. Wait a minute. There are 3 garment bags hanging in the wardrobe. Get bag? You have neither the inclination nor the ability to haul around heavy garment bags. Okay, never mind. Okay. Hey, how you doing? Just coming back to check, make sure you're okay. Yes, who is it? Talk to Margot. I'm afraid I'm not feeling better. I don't think I'll be coming down to dinner. I'm sorry to hear that, Margot. Tell about train. No, tell about bridge. Ask about bridge. The bridge got damaged? Oh dear, I hope no one was hurt. Ask about Carl. Carl? I'm afraid I do not know him. Is he a charming friend of yours? Not at all. Just making inquiries. Yeah, I got nothing. I'm gonna try something. I know it's like right in front of her, but... Powder is good for ridding oneself of shiny complexion. Soaks the oils right up. Margot eyes you critically. You'd probably use some, mademoiselle. Ask for... compact? Oh, that's a good idea. Margot, may I borrow this tin of powder? You are welcome to use it. Use the powder as long as you are here. Thanks, Margot. I'm just going to go around randomly picking things up. Don't worry. I'm sure everything's fine. I mean, that little brush could help. An elegant tin of powder. A label reads, absorb your oils and grab your prints. Probably not quite that in that tone. Absorb your oils and grab your prints. A brush is included for application. And the powder doesn't benefit from closer examination, but it includes a brush, which could be useful. Thank you, Margot. I can't think of anything else that we might need right now. I've asked her about Carl. Those are the birds that eat fish. Yes, yes, this is so we hear. Okay. Let's go. We're gonna head downstairs. And we're gonna look around the grounds. You know what? Just out of sheer chaos. What would everyone else do to wash their hands? Leave the soap alone. Okay. I think it's only toilet paper in there. Extra rolls of bathroom tissue. Okay. Never mind. Okay. Is there anything in this way? Okay. Alright. Alright. I was just waiting to see. Okay, we're about to go outside. Finally. You open the main door and go outside. We are outside. Ah, it's so lovely out here. There's music. You've never seen such a sight. The lush green land spreads out in all directions, rambling up and down in gentle hills. You can hear a swift river nearby and bird calls. The air smells fresh and new. I hear birds. Are they cormorants? How can one tell? This is the front western section of the lodge. To the west you can see the carriage house. South of here is the forest. East of here is the lodge's front door. Ah, wait a minute. This is the front entrance to the lodge. You are in awe that such a massive structure was built of rough-hewn logs. As a city mouse, it's certainly not what you're used to. What an amazing sight the lodge would have been to weary travelers. Evan's father must have been an industrious and ambitious man to dream up this place. The veranda, with an extra H, continues to the east and west, and a path leading away from the lodge is to the south. We're going to check out the carriage house. There's a gazebo back there. Could be dangerous. The carriage house is larger than many homes back in the city. It has an asymmetrical roof and 2 entrances. The main entrance is a set of double doors for the automobile. The smaller side door is for people. North leads to a gazebo, east to the lodge, and south eventually leads to the river. Okay. Do-do-do-do-do. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. You open the carriage house door. Ah! It appears that the carriage house was once used as a stable. The stall is empty, but there are some old hay bales being stored on the upper level. North leads to a gazebo, east to the lodge, and south to the river. Stall is empty. It doesn't take a detective to conclude it once held a horse. It's an RAO touring car. You've spent more hours than you'd like in that automobile. You get sore just looking at it. Search car. That course of action yields no result. I mean, I don't think there's any reason to look at the hay. Even a city girl such as yourself can tell that those hay bales are old and dusty. It seems there hasn't been much need for them in a long time. Okay. So nothing exciting in here. The ladder leads up to a small upper storage area, which is used for hay bales. I mean, what kind of an adventurer would I be if we did not do this? Yeah, same. Examine the hay. Get some hay. Hay is for horses. Okay. Wait, I didn't look under the hay bales. I'm gonna let it slide. One only has so much time in one's life. But I like that there are now trees on either side. I don't know if this was always here, but I'm now noticing trees on either side of these text boxes. Here, open stall. You don't need to open the stall. Okay, fine. Let's go to the gazebo. There's a huge gazebo here, or maybe it's a bandstand? It's built close enough to the lodge to be convenient, yet far enough away not to disturb guests in their rooms with sounds of revelry. The lodge is to the east and the carriage house is to the south. Fight gazebo. You can't use fight in this game. Okay. Talk to gazebo. No? Okay. You can't gazebo. While you are uncertain whether or not this is a gazebo or a bandstand, you know it's definitely not a pergola. Well, that's good to know. The gazebo has a red roof and is painted bright white. You can imagine it was the site of much entertainment and celebration, but no longer. The cobblestone path leads back to the lodge. Stray shoots of grass are working their way through the gaps. That would not benefit. Okay. Okay. Nothing exciting here. The balsam firs are tall and narrow. They have a lovely scent. I'm not going to try to go anywhere special here yet, but let's see. This is the west side of the house. A cobblestone path leads west to a gazebo. South of here is the front section of the lodge. North is dense forest. This is a chair. There's furniture out here. You sit down. You gingerly step around the soft patch of earth in front of the bench before taking a seat, not wanting to soil your shoes. Ouch, I think I just got a splinter. You stand up. This is not a comfortable place to sit. There's a low area of softened earth in front of the bench that looks like it gets muddier on wetter days. Huh. Where are they going? Particularly around the bench where Sitter's feet over the years have created a depression in the earth. Look at dirt. Look in front of bench. Here gives way as far as moisture gathers in low areas. Okay. Look footprints. You don't see that right now. Okay. Alright. This is the west side of the house. Oh, there's where. Just describing things. Look at the map. Okay. Alright. Before I head south, I'm going to search the east side. Because I still need a shovel and a hammer. I do not have either of those things yet. This is the front eastern section of the lodge. A stone path leads east to the orchard. South of here is the forest. West of here is the lodge's front door. Let us look this way. Ah, here is an axe. And a well, I think. This apple, or it's just a basket. This apple orchard looks like it's in the process of being harvested. Red ripe apples hang in the trees and litter the ground beneath them. You see a bushel and a tree stump with an axe buried in it. You can see the garden shed in the distance to the north. Might be something in there. West leads back to the house, and south leads to the smokehouse. Smokehouse, you say? The axe is deeply embedded into the tree stump. I remember that from one of the king's quests, possibly two of them. Don't get any funny ideas, Nancy. Besides, you doubt you could pull it out. The apple trees are stout, which you speculate might be due to the short growing season in northern Ontario. These look like those very tart apples that hurt my teeth. Good for pies, but not for eating. Bushel. The bushel is made of wooden slats and has a long handle. I mean, I don't think we need it for anything, but you never know. Hey. Little birdhouse. There's a garden shed here, as well as a well-tended vegetable patch and a water pump. Bird amenities include a bird bath, bird feeder, and a bird house. North is an impassable wall of dense forest and bush. East is an impassable wall of dense forest and bush. When you look west, you can see the lodge. When you look south, you can see the orchard. So this is Jack's vegetable patch. Your heart grows warm as you gaze at the lovingly nurtured rows of tomatoes, cabbages, parsnips, rhubarb, carrots, and squash. I hope I don't have to examine each of these things. Okay. White marble bird bath is mounted on a pedestal. Let's go ahead and look at those things. Okay. Birdhouse is mounted on a tree. Wooden bird feeder sits atop a long pole, probably to keep the squirrels out. Alright. Blue water pump probably comes in handy for watering the vegetable patch and refilling the bird bath. This course, the garden shed is sturdily built of wooden planks. Open shed? You open the door to the garden shed. Very disappointed. No dead bodies yet. Okay. The interior of the shed is clean and well organized. There's a table and a stool. A shelf at the back holds various garden tending tools. A length of rope hangs from a nail on the wall. Look, table. The table and stool are somewhat mismatched in height, leading you to conclude that they were probably not a set. There's a box of flypaper on the table. There's a box of flypaper on the table. The colors are bright and the corners are crisp. It looks pretty new to me. Do I need any? Sure, you pick up the box of flypaper. A new box of flypaper with a drawing of an unsettlingly large fly on the front. There's a very small label on the side of the cover. The box feels a bit light. The label sports a skull and crossbones. Thanks to your loop, you can read, "Danger contains arsenic. Do not eat." Okay, that may become important later. Someone died of arsenic poisoning. Who had the flypaper? Why, it was Nancy. The table and stool are somewhat mismatched in height. The rope appears to be woven hemp about 20 feet in length. We get the rope. You take the rope. We have a rope. A sturdy length of rope. The hempen rope is right laid and 3-stranded. There's a little shovel hanging over there. The shovel is a little rusty, with soil still crusted on its blade. The shelves contain all sorts of garden-related miscellany. Plant food, pesticides, herbicides, seeds, pots, a spray bottle, watering can, and a lantern. None of it looks particularly useful except for the towel hanging... The trowel! The towel. You always have to know where your towel is. Except for the trowel hanging on a nail. There we are. The garden trowel is hanging by a nail that is nailed into the shelf. Get the trowel! Terrific, now I can dig the riverbank for specimens. Excellent. Just one item left. The trusty garden trowel is a well-turned wooden handle that fits nicely in your hand. You conclude this will be perfect for digging the riverbank for specimens. Closer examination reveals the cutting edge has chunks taken out of it. You're a little surprised at this, but the area is known for garnet mines, after all. Interesting. This is a used trowel. Sure we don't need the lantern? Either that isn't here, or you'd see no need for that. Oh. Is there a bag of stuff? Yeah, like a bag of... a pink bag or something. Of earth. Or something in front of there. Okay. We can't have the spray bottle? You sure the spray bottle won't come in handy? Dang it. Okay. Ah, don't step on the rhubarb. Close the door to the garden shed. Carrots, those were the only thing I didn't examine. Okay, we now have stuff. Ah, look! Look here. Look what I see. There's a storm cellar. This is the east side of the house. There is a door built into the ground, most likely leading to a cellar. You can see a shed and veggie patch east of here. South of here is the front section of the lodge. North is dense forest. The cellar door is locked. Curses! There could be all kinds of cool stuff down there, up to and including corpses. Anyway. South of here is a smokehouse, I believe they said. Yes. The smokehouse is small, but looks like it gets the job done. It's small, but looks like it gets the job done. A grate close to the ceiling is blackened by wood smoke. You can see the orchard to the north, a forest leading to the west, a forest clearing to the west, and the river to the south. We just need a hammer. There might be a hammer here. You're not sure what type of wood this is, but you assume it's good wood for smoking. You can't use the word great. Okay. You open the smokehouse door. Ah, salt. Is there a hammer here for tenderizing? An array of smoked meat and fish are hanging to dry and cure. A work table with a deeply scratched work surface is against one wall. You see a big bag of salt, a barrel, and a large pot. A large pot is probably used for some stage of food preparation, but you're not knowledgeable in these processes. Look in pot. The large pot is empty. Look salt. The bag of salt is folded on the top and has some lettering printed on it. The rock salt would benefit from a look under your loupe. Taking a little handful wouldn't hurt. There's plenty here. Get salt. The bag of rock salt is folded Jesus Christ! Here, look at the meat. The meat and fish look delectable. Your mouth waters. Examine the meat. They look incredibly appetizing to you. Look at the table. The table is clearly used to prepare the meat before it's preserved. Countless cuts and scratches mark its surface, and it's stained by blood and ash. Look at the barrel. This looks like it might be a pickle barrel, or a barrel for salted meat. Look in the barrel. That achieves little effect. Wait. Open barrel. You certainly can't pry it open with your bare hands. And there's no real need for me to open it. Okay, fine. Open the salt. Open the bag. You open the bag of rock salt. Look in the bag. Get salt. You scoop up a handful of rock salt. Rock salt appears fairly unremarkable. The bag of salt has been opened, revealing the coarse rock salt inside. Here. We'll close it up again. Here we have salt. The rock salt appears fairly unremarkable. As expected, the rock salt is composed of irregularly shaped crystals, but are generally cubic in shape. They are whitish to colorless. Uh-huh. Some of the crystals appear irregularly shaped, more octahedral than cubic, but salt is fairly brittle and is water-soluble, so they can be just about any shape. Great! No hammers, though. I don't understand. Okay. Close door. Okay, we need a hammer still. Suitable powder container, small shovel. I don't know why I did that. Open the door to the kitchen. Jack, I need to ask you something. Do you have a hammer? You need a hammer? Got one out in the boathouse in the tackle box. Oh, okay. Thank you. That tells us what we need to know. It'd be faster to just do this. We're at 3 hours now. I will probably be ceasing soon. Forest. Oh dear. You're now deeper in the forest. Luckily, there's a path to guide your way. Looking north, you can see the lodge. East is the smokehouse. West is a scenic overview of the lodge, and south is the jetty. Well, it's actually going to be south of here. Ah, look. The scenic overlook is spectacular. The lodge looms large to the north, but beyond it stretches a dense forest, as far as the eye can see. To the west and east, you can see more forest to explore, and to the south is the bridge. Such as it is. Probably a different bridge. We made it all the way to... This is the western section of the forest. A dirt path runs west and east. You think if you walk north into the woods, you might find your way back to the lodge. South leads to the boathouse. I'm just curious about what we have. Yep, there we go. I am wondering if there was a path to the west or if we're blocked. We're blocked. Okay. That's fine. I kind of want to see what's where. Out here. There's a large wooden bridge here which either leads south off of the property or north towards the lodge. Cattails line the riverbed. You can see the boathouse to the west and a jetty to the east. Interesting. The cattails form a natural barrier on the riverbed, protecting incautious wanderers from a wet fate. Can we have one? You'll never pull a cattail. Okay, fine. The boathouse is to the west. We've established that now. I feel like I want to explore a bit more before we finish. I guess we'll see. There's a boathouse and a dock here. A canoe bobs up and down with the river current. Cattails line the riverbed. You can see a cliff looming to the west, forest to the north, and the bridge to the east. Ah! The cliff, I think, is where the cormorants are. Look at the boat. Look at it. The canoe appears to be made of animal hide. The river's current may be strong, but the canoe looks up for the task. The canoe looks up. What? Ah, yes. I have to do one or two things, unfortunately, soon. It is getting late, but let us get this freaking hammer first. So many places to hide a body. Anyway, the interior of the boathouse smells damp, which is no surprise. Canoes and oars are stored here. You see a tackle box. Look. Canoes. These canoes are made of wood and painted bright colors. Look, oars. The oars are hanging on the boathouse wall. They look a little dusty. Look, box. A new box of flypaper. Not fun. Tackle box. The tackle box looks dusty, much like everything else in the boathouse. Open tackle box. You open up the dusty, grimy tackle box. The tackle box is empty, except for a hammer. Yay! You take the hammer. A note has been added to your notebook. Close tackle box. You close and relatch the old tackle box. We have a hammer. I've forgotten what to do with all of these things now, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. Here is our newly acquired hammer. It's a small hammer. This would be perfect for helping you get rock specimens. Let's examine it closely. The hammer doesn't benefit from closer examination. First inventory item probably to... Oh, one of the first. Excellent. We now have all of the items necessary. I'm gonna go... we can go back to pre-fielding, I think, which I know is dangerous. Look in the boat. That achieves a little effect. Alright. Okay, I think this is a good place for us to halt things as we figure out what the heck we're doing. And I dash off to do my various evening things that I must do. All right. Excellent. Thank you all very much for watching. I very much appreciate it. We got to play more! Yay! Finally! It's been a while. It's been quite a while. I'm very glad I was able to play a little bit more of this game. I do not know how soon I'm going to have the opportunity to keep going. But soon, hopefully. But we've got other things happening in the meantime, and that's kind of the point. Do I have any notes for my future self? Just finish exploring the grounds. That's it. Finish exploring the grounds and, try to figure out what you're supposed to do in terms of mineralogy. See if we can find any other, there are other people we haven't come across this morning yet, Nathan or Kimmy. So, can find things out. Why was Kimmy so upset? Excellent question. When will Nessa try to ransack the study? That too is a good question. Lots of stuff going on. But I feel as though we're supposed to go out and do some mineralogy first, so, you know, there is that. We also acquired a lot of items for some reason that have nothing to do with mineralogy, or perhaps are tangential to it, but perhaps they'll come in handy. But, that said, what is happening? Who knows? Does anyone truly know what is happening? It's a good question. Today is Friday. So, tomorrow night, if all goes well, I will be doing another bit of abject confabulation. We will be, by which I mean, I will be having a guest on, and we'll be chatting for about an hour about tabletop RPGs. My friend Kat, Cleric of Chord, will be on, and we're gonna talk about some of the campaigns she's run and just other game-related stuff. Just see where the conversation goes. And so that will hopefully be tomorrow night. Sunday night, we have more Lords of Gossamer and Shadow, which is a delightful diceless game about powerful reality-hopping beings. There's a lot of drama lately. We ended on a cliffhanger last time. And a lot is happening. So we get to find out what the folks who ended up in a cave are going to do now that they found out more information about the history of one of their realms. And we'll find out what my character does when he is attacked by ravens. We'll have to see what happens. But I'm very much looking forward to it. So that's on Sunday. Then, of course, on Tuesday, we are continuing our short campaign of Draw Steel, run by Levi. The campaign of Lords of Gossamer and Shadow, by the way, is run by my friend Brian, and Draw Steel is run by my friend Levi. I'm not running anything right now. Maybe sometime soon. We'll see. And on Thursday, I think this coming week, if Lucci is available, we'll be getting together and playing more Planetfall, a text adventure game from the 1980s. But otherwise, Thursday evening, if folks are available and real life isn't attacking us again, I'll be over on High Shelf Collective, playing His Majesty the Worm. I am playing a dwarf in that campaign. It is delightful. I have a lot of fun with it. Those are all the things that are currently happening as far as I can tell. There are too many things! Why are there so many things? There are a lot of things. So that's good. That's not too many things. But, yes. That's what's happening. So thank you all once again for watching. In the meantime, folks, please remember that you are unique, and that is wonderful. Because variety is very important, and you matter. So please take care of yourselves, and I will see you all of a sudden.